This is part 2 of my Urban Get Home Bag video series. Be sure to watch part 1 before continuing on with this video. That'll make this one make a little bit more sense. So for part 2, we're going to start going through all the items in the rear compartment of the Urban Get Home Bag. As always, I've included a PDF document that you can download that gives you a list and description of all the items that are included in this backpack, as well as hyperlinks to the actual items of where I purchased them at. So let's get started with this video featuring the Urban Get Home Bag, part 2. Let's open up this rear compartment of the backpack. This particular compartment's normally meant for laptops, but I'm using it for an Urban Get Home Bag. So let's open it up. It has a clamshell opening to it. So it spreads out like that. So as you see here, I have a lot of modules in here, and they're all color coordinated based off of the survey results from the color of prepping. So we'll go through this compartment last. So let's just start off here first with this little section here for shelter and some navigation items. In this yellow Ziploc bag, I have some communication items, and these are specific for comms and navigation. So in here, all I have is a compass and a Washington State map. So it's good to have, that kind of navigation capabilities for wherever you're at. It's best to also include maybe more of a regional one for example, in my particular region, for the Puget Sound area, having a map for that as well. So just a compass and some maps. The next module that's included in this section is for shelter. So it's color coordinated brown. So let's start going through all the items included in this shelter module. Here are all the items that are included in my shelter module. As you can see, it's a little bit minimalist. I think in an urban environment, shelter isn't as important as it is in a rural environment where you're in the trees or in the woods or anything like that. In an urban environment, anything could be used as shelter. You could use an old building, an awning, an overpass for a road or anything like that. So, but this is just for emergency purposes only. So this is made by Emergency Zone. This is the emergency tent by Emergency Zone. It comes with some ropes, some little stakes. It's made of the reflective mylar material. It's a highly rated emergency tent. I also have a contractor garbage bag. Everyone should include one of these in their emergency kits. They're very inexpensive. This is made by Husky. It's the Husky contractor garbage bag. It could be used as a tarp, as a poncho. It could gather water. Just you name it. It could do all sorts of things. So one garbage bag, and then last I have a double-sided emergency blanket. So it's the SEEB 5182. It looks just kind of like your standard blue tarp, although the back material is made of this mylar that you see here. So this could be used as a blanket, as a ground tarp, as another form of shelter, and just a lot of uses for all of these items. So these are all the items that I include in the shelter module. Let's start going through all the items now included in this little meshed pocket. This is meant for your laptop again, so let's open it up. So again, with some communication items, it's labeled yellow. Let's start going through all the items in here that are meant for signaling. Here are the items that I include in my comms signaling module. So I have 2 more of these 6-inch chemical lights. And then I have 2 signal flares. These are made by Orion. They're meant for marine purposes, for example, for lifeboats, but I include them in my emergency kits. So I have them for day and night. This one could be used in day or night, as you see by the top there. This is an Orion handheld marine red signal flare. You could hold it for about 3 minutes. It has a very bright flare that could be seen for a great distance. For example, if you're trapped in a building, you need to hang outside a window and signal for help, this would make you quite visible. And then the next item is also made by Orion. This is the Orion handheld orange smoke signal. This has a burn time of 1 minute. It could be seen for about 5 miles away. Again, it's used for lifeboats. It's for daytime purposes. And if you're trapped under some rubble or you need to call for help and people can't see you, this will make you quite visible in an emergency situation. These have a shelf life of around 5 years, but that's just for marine standards. For emergency kits such as this, you could use it for a little bit longer than that. And those are all the items that I include in my comms signaling module. Continuing on, we have a little module in here for hygiene. So let's go on the tabletop and check it out. Here are all the items that I include in my little hygiene module. As you can see, it's quite simple, but I wanted to have these kind of capabilities, not only for hygiene purposes, but also for morale. I have, just for teeth, I just have some toothpaste, a little travel toothbrush, and some dental floss. All of these were free. Whenever I go to the dentist, they always give me free toothpaste, toothbrush, and floss, so I always snag them, and I include them in these kind of kits. And then I also included 4 of these Wet Ones antibacterial hand wipes. I think in an emergency situation, keeping your morale up is very important, and just some of these little luxuries that you see here will definitely help in those kind of situations. So being able to stay clean, having your teeth feel fresh will definitely help with your morale in an emergency situation. And those are all the items that I include in my little hygiene module. The next compartment that you see here is for water. It's labeled blue. So let's start going through all the items in the water module. Here are the items that I include in my water module. So I like having 3 various methods for purifying water. So in addition to boiling water, here are the other methods that I have. Let's start here on the top. So this is very simple. These are the Katadyn Micro Pure water purification tablets. I have 4 of them. So you just drop them in your water bottle, let them sit for a while, and your water is going to be pure. So I have 4 of those. Next over here, these aren't for purification, but I included in my water module. These are electro tabs. You can get them at REI. They're electrolyte replacement. So basically like having Gatorade on the go. So just to keep well hydrated in an emergency situation. Next, what you see here on the right, this is some no-seam mesh. I bought a large sheet of it and I cut them into little 18 by 18 inch squares. And this is basically to filter out any large particles before I actually begin the purification process. So I don't want to have large leaves and dirt and things like that I could filter out. So it's a no-seam mesh. I also included this little hairband here, so you wrap it around the bottle, put the mesh in there, let the water get in through there. The water will get in through the mesh, but some of the larger particles won't, and then you could purify it from there. Also, if you wanted to, you could use this as an insect screen for your hat if it happens to be a buggy season. And then last but not least, this is the Sawyer Mini. So it's Sawyer Products 128 Mini Water Filtration System. This is a very highly rated, just a great little water purification method. There's various ways that you could use this. You could connect it to a bottle, you could use it on a water bladder, just various methods. It also comes with this little collapsible water bottle as well. So inexpensive, less than $20, yet works extremely well. So this is the Sawyer Mini Water Filtration System. And those are all the items that I include in my water module. I have a few items here in the front of the zipper that are for clothing and for shelter. So the first item is SOL, so survive outdoors longer. This is just a little emergency bivvy, and this is just to use as a sleeping aid to go along with the shelter compartment that we just saw earlier. Also, made by StormTech. This is a StormTech poncho. It's a high quality poncho for for rain protection, also for sleeping. It'll give you some added warmth. It's reusable. You can use this many times. It's very high quality. And also highly rated as well. So a StormTech poncho. The largest bag that I have in here is for clothing. It's also the most expensive module that I have. So let's start going through all the purple clothing module items. Here are all the items of the clothing compartment. Starting here on the top right, I have a fleece hat. This is made by Carhartt. This is a Carhartt's men's fleece hat. It's very inexpensive, but if you're familiar with Carhartt, they make high quality clothing. This is for evening purposes, or if it's cold outside, want to keep your head warm. Here I wanted to have some work gloves. These are my favorite work gloves. I have several pairs of them. They're made by Custom Leathercraft. They're the Custom Leathercraft Handyman Flex Grip work gloves. Again, they're high quality. They come in a very large size. I have large hands, and I have several pairs of them, so I think they're great. Next, I have some wool socks. These are the most important item to have in your clothing compartment, in my opinion. For my emergency kits nowadays, this is where I put my wool socks out to retire. So these are ones that have been worn. I've used them, and then when I get new socks, I'll put the old ones into an emergency kit. I just really need them to last 72 hours, and then I'll wear the new ones. So these are just some REI ones that happen to be used for hand-me-down purposes. Next, I have just a standard black bandana. As a lot of you are familiar, bandanas have multiple uses, not only for clothing, also for first aid purposes. Just always good to have a bandana with you. And this looks like a bandana, but this is actually a recon wrap. I like using this for for a hat. It's kind of like a tube bandana, and you could rearrange it for different ways for wrapping around your face, around your neck, on your head. I just really like recon wraps. What you see up here, this is a safety vest, and not all emergency situations are you want to be in like a ninja outfit in all black. Sometimes you actually want to be seen by people. So this is made by Nico. It's a Nico high visibility neon safety vest. If you want to be a first responder and help out others, having a safety vest will kind of put you in that kind of a position just on your looks alone. So I wanted to have a safety vest with me, and that's what I have. And then last, I just have some generic hand warmers just in case it happens to be extremely cold. These work really well. They have a great shelf life and provides instant heat for over 12 hours. Here's a little bag that I've been carrying in all of my survival kits. This is a survival sewing and repair kit. This is very high quality. It has a Teflon thread in there, it has the duct tape, the whole 9 yards, safety pins, anything like that you're going to want to use for a survival situation. This has it in it. It's a fairly affordable, a good price on it, but high quality. So I include this with all of my kits now. So the survival sewing and repair kit. The last items that are included in here are for food. So I have an emergency food ration bar. This is made by SOS. It's the SOS emergency food ration bar. And then I also have my little food module here that's colored green that has some snacks in here. None of it requires cooking. So let's start going through all the items included now in this food module. Here are all the items that I include in my food module. So starting here in the middle, I have one of these SOS emergency food ration bars. I've tried a lot of these emergency food ration bars. None of them really taste that good, but they do provide you with enough calories that you need to survive. So I find that if you could supplement it with food that actually does taste good, then you'll be doing just fine. So this provides you with 72 hours worth of calories. It's not going to taste that good, but it's going to work for you. They're individually wrapped, which is nice. And so then I supplement it with all of these items that are very popular with backpackers, for campers, and you could eat these on the go. So nothing here in the food module actually requires any cooking. So you could just keep walking and grub down as you're walking. So starting here on the left, I have some Tonka bars. This is buffalo meat. So they have some various flavors here. It has a decent shelf life on the beef jerky, or not really beef jerky, but buffalo meat. And then moving on, so I have 3 of these. All the items here are applied the rule of 3, so one for each day. Next here I have Justin's peanut butter. Peanut butter has a lot of calories. It stores for a decent amount of time, so some Justin's peanut butter. I have for some energy, I have some GU energy gel. This is very popular, especially for runners, for people doing long distance, kind of exercise. Just pop one of these in. It's kind of like having a coffee to go. Next, I have some bars here. These are Kind nuts and spices. This is my favorite flavor. It's the maple glazed and pecan and sea salt. If you haven't tried it, check it out. It's very good. And then last but not least, I have some Honey Stinger waffles. So I have 3 of them. Again, all these are very easy to eat as you're walking. So what I do is, just for my emergency backpacks, every January, I just cycle through all of these. So if they look like they're about to expire, I'll replace them with stuff that's a little bit more fresh. So these all last for around 18 months. And those are all the items that I include in my food module. That's going to do it for this video featuring my Urban Get Home bag. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching it. As I mentioned earlier, I've been building these backpacks in bulk. So if you happen to notice that some of the items looked almost brand new, that's probably because they were, because I bought several of them. But don't worry, I've done my due diligence as far as research and testing goes for all the items that were included in this Urban Get Home bag. I didn't want to sacrifice quality for the sake of price. But these are quite affordable backpacks to make. This one is less than $500 to make, but I think you can make them for around $250 and have a high quality Urban Get Home bag that will allow you to get home safely in an emergency. So as always, these backpacks are a work in progress, so please feel free to leave any kind of comments below in the comments section regarding your thoughts on the Urban Get Home bag. Also, you can download the PDF document that's included in the description box below that has a list of everything that's included in this video. So again, I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video featuring the Urban Get Home bag, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.